Hello, my name is Genesis, and today I'm going to be talking about the psychology behind the placebo effect. So, let's say you take a pill for a headache, thinking it's a strong painkiller, but in reality, it's just a vitamin. And after a short period of time, your headache starts to fade away and you start to feel a little better. But what just happened? This is actually known as the placebo effect. So this topic is actually important because almost everybody has hoped for relief from pain or trusted that a treatment would work. And sometimes that belief can actually influence real physical outcomes. After reviewing some research from medical journals, psychology studies, and neuroscience experiments, I've actually learned that placebos are way more than just fake pills. The placebo effect demonstrates that belief from expectation can produce real psychological changes, showing the powerful connection between the mind and the body. A placebo is defined as a treatment with no active medical ingredient, but somehow it still improves a patient's condition. According to Henry Beecher in 1955, many patients actually experienced real relief even when they were given active ingredients in active treatments. Placebos are commonly seen in areas like pain management, depression, and even people with Parkinson's disease. This is actually supported by research from Colica and Benedetti. So think of the placebo effect as the mind's hidden medicine, where belief itself is actually the treatment. But understanding what the placebo is actually leads to the bigger question. How does it actually work? The answer lies in psychological and neurological processes. Expectation and conditioning are the key drivers to the placebo effect. Wager and Atlas explain that when people expect relief, their brain begins preparing for the outcome, and this creates the physiological changes. Brain imaging studies actually support this idea as well. Bingel and colleagues found that placebo treatments activate areas like the prefrontal cortex and the brain's natural opioid system. This actually helps reduce pain in the brain. So in other words, this release in the brain is actually natural and called painkillers simply just by expecting the relief itself. The brain naturally does it itself. These effects are not just mental, they're actually led by measurable and physical changes in the body, including heart rate, blood pressure, and even immune responses. It's almost like the brain acts like a pilot directing the body's healing response based on just a belief and expectation. However, while the placebo effect is powerful, it also raises important ethical questions. On one hand, it shows the potential for drug-free treatments and highlights the strong mind-body connection. But on the other hand, using placebos without patients' knowledge actually breaks trust. Shapiro and Shapiro argue that giving a placebo deceptively raises serious moral concerns. But newer research actually offers an interesting alternative. Kapchuk and colleagues found that even when patients know they were taking placebos, they still experience some type of improvement. So this actually suggests that honesty and effectiveness may actually be able to coexist after all. It's almost like the double-edged sword. This is what the placebo is like, a double-edged sword that almost has the power to heal, but it must be used carefully and ethically. So, in conclusion, the placebo effect shows us that the mind has a remarkable influence over the body, but through psychological expectation and neurological experiences and responses, the belief alone can actually lead to real improvements in health. So, the next time you feel better after taking something you believe will help, remember that sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't just what's in the pill, it might be what's in your mind.